Look what I find in my grocery store downstairs. It's some edible roses from Holland. So pretty. I didn't know they have frozen edible roses available. And I also bought these strawberries from Spain called Lovely Berries. Very festive for Valentine's Day. Hello everyone, happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you're having a really sweet day with your sweetheart. 2 days ago, I announced on my social media that I would do a special Valentine's Day Q&A with you guys. And I received around 200 questions. I picked out all these questions, I guess 20 of them, because now it's 5 o'clock. I want to do this Q&A by 6 and then we'll go and get some dinner. We meaning me and you. Because I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a date, so I'll be alone this Valentine's Day. But in Hong Kong right now, we have the coronavirus outbreak, so many restaurants, they seem to be closed, and I'm just curious, what's it like spending Valentine's Day, during this outbreak. And we'll go to Wan Chai, which is a neighborhood district in Hong Kong, and then we'll go to Central, which is the city center of Hong Kong, to see if people are still celebrating or they're just like hiding at home and no one's around, and see if I can get table for one. I'll bring the camera with me, so you'll follow me around, and I'll quickly edit this video and put it up on YouTube at around 10 o'clock so you can spend Valentine's Day late night with me. Let's go to the Q&A. So the first question, do you have a date tonight? I don't have a date tonight. I actually never had a date on Valentine's Day, and I used to be quite embarrassed about this, but now I'm fine. Just like, enjoy every day. If you have someone special to spend it with, of course, that's cute. But the reason that I never had a date on Valentine's Day is because I was always working. I remember when I was growing up, I was working a few jobs to support myself. So I'll be waitressing, I'll be cleaning, be doing a lot of things. And then once I finished school, I was traveling a lot to work overseas and also work in Hong Kong. I was always working, and to be honest, no one asked me out, so I just happily spent it alone by myself. I'm quite used to it now, so I'm just happy for other people. Well, like when I go out on Valentine's Day and see ladies getting flowers and the guys are having a good time, so I really find it normal in my world to just admiring other people's happiness. Next question. So you grew up overseas and you're back in Hong Kong for so many years. Are there any cultural conflicts? Would you be able to compromise? Actually, I I would say that I'm 100% Hong Konger. I was born in Hong Kong, then when I was 13 I went to Australia to study for a few years. Then I came back actually because of SARS in 2003, so it's been 17 years. Because of SARS, my family was not doing so well, so I actually stopped college and come back to Hong Kong and work. And then I applied Hong Kong University and started my degree over again. So in terms of cultural conflicts, I'm not sure if I have any because I don't really go to crowded districts like Mong Kok, Causeway Bay. I tend to avoid them because I have this phobia of many people around me and just pushing or really close contact. It's just I prefer districts that are more quiet and low-key. So Sheung Kennedy Town, these are my kind of districts. And so I'm not really familiar with the local culture, I would say that. And I tend to go to more Western places where I feel the community is more cosmopolitan. And I definitely feel more at ease in those areas. Yeah. What kind of sports do you like? I like to do yoga, but now I've stopped because the coronavirus is going strong. Not sure if, touching the mats and then breathing, practicing your asana is it's good in the studio because I can see that on my app, the classes are still full and there's waiting list for some of the classes. I really admire those people, they're so brave. I just feel like maybe it's best to avoid it for now, so I'm not doing any yoga at the moment. And I also like swimming, which I have to stop as well. And I like badminton as well because of course you run around, there's a lot of physical exercise, but you get to think a little bit about the strategy as well, so you get to exercise your mind as well, whereas yoga really helps me to center myself, to explore within myself. So I really like the combination of the two, which is yoga, swimming, badminton, and also running in the mountains. Sometimes Hong Kong has some really good places for running, so I really treasure that. Do you like New York style milkshake? Actually I don't even know what that means, New York style milkshake. I think the last milkshake I had was when I was 5 or 6 at McDonald's or something like that. But I really think it's better to drink less dairy. Milkshake, it's full of milk, cow's milk, and I only drink a little bit of milk in my tea. I like to have Earl Grey tea with milk, so that's the only milk that I get. Or sometimes sometimes I'll have a latte, so that's like little milk as well. But I don't think drinking that much milk at one setting is good for your system. So, your most unforgettable trip? My most unforgettable trip was to Tibet in 2018. 2018 was the toughest year of my life so far. I remember traveling to places far away from Hong Kong and doing shows. So at that time I got a show in Tibet next to the palace, and I just really wanted to go, although my best friend, my family, they all told me not to go, but I went anyway, and I almost died because I couldn't get much oxygen into my system. And there's a button at the hotel where you can press right next to your bed for releasing more oxygen. So I pressed that and I still feel like very dizzy and spinning around, and I vomited like so many times throughout the night. So I came back for one day, then I have to go to Shanghai again to do a show, and I just like so depleted after that trip. And I bought myself this diamond ring from Cartier because I just want to remind myself that don't work so hard to the extreme that you almost died. So for me as a workaholic, I'll see it as a challenge, but I'll go anyway without really sitting down and thinking it through. So this ring is the reason that I wear it every day, is to remind myself that, you know, you have to really cherish your health, because once it's gone, it's gone. I'm quite sure that trip was quite damaging, because you fly from such high altitude back to low altitude and then another flight again within just like 24 hours. That's surely not good for the human body. It's time to really think about it rather than just saying yes, because sometimes it's quite powerful to say no as well. Next, what is your requirement for your partner? Inner beauty. No, I'm serious. The reason why I'm single is because I don't really have any solid good guys to approach me. You can check out my Instagram or my Facebook comment section. Many comments are quite shallow, and all they're looking for is a reaction from you. They're just teasing you in a bad way, then, you know, releasing negativity. And I really look for someone who has that inner strength and to not care about what other people say about us, to, you know, have positivity and also have trust in the process. I feel like a lot of men these days they just want, you know, quick, you know, get to know you and have a flirt, you know, have a fling. It's nothing really solid. So my requirement is that he has the inner joy, the inner peace within himself, and he's, you know, a happy person in general. I meet a lot of men in Hong Kong. They're all very stressed. They're all a little bit cynical, and I don't want to hear that in my personal life. I mean, for my job, I travel so much to meet fans, to shoot films. There's a lot of uncertainty in my industry. You never know, because you live such a gypsy life. You go where your work is, and you come home and your partner is even more uncertain than you are. Like, they are just shaking about the future. They don't have this inner peace with them. So for me, there's no point in having a partnership that way. I need my partner to be really strong and stable and happy, you know. I guess that's very difficult to find in a big city like Hong Kong, because they all stressed out. They all think about, you know, ways to make more money, ways to climb up the corporate ladder, but they don't really have this spiritual match to my inner self. So it's not gonna work. It's not even gonna be like a good friend that I will keep. So let alone, you know, be a partner. Hopefully I'll meet that guy someday. When is your first love? You mean my first relationship? I was 22. People laugh at me when I say that, and I laugh at myself as well, but that is the truth. Because I went to a Christian girls' school in the bush in Australia, and I had to work a few jobs to support myself there. So when I was a student, I was always working to the point that, you know, in university I can go 4 days at school, 5 days at work, and then 3 days at school, 6 days at work. I was literally making ends meet, and just romance was never on my mind. And I never meet men, you know, in the restaurants. You know, some customers I chat with them, but it was never going anywhere. So I met my first boyfriend when I was back in Hong Kong. Yeah, he was a Hong Kong guy, and yeah, just nothing really special. Because I was quite mature at the time. At 22, I felt much older than 22. So that to me was nothing like nothing like a fairy tale or nothing special. It's just, how many relationships have you had? I would say maybe 2 or 3. I'm not sure actually, because when they break up with me, they always say, actually I was never really in love with you, I didn't like you that much, you know, just like playboys. So I'm not sure. For me, in the past decade, it was 2, like one Hong Kong guy, and then there was this Belgian Italian guy that I really like, but we only met up like 8 times in 4 months, which is like going to dinner, walking around, chatting, and that was it. But I would consider it a relationship. I think in his memory that was just like a friend. And yeah, but I think he's forgotten about me already. So yeah, I would say 2 in the past 10 years, and then 1 before that. Yeah, that's kind of it. I never really had a serious relationship, yeah, if you would believe, because I was always so focused about work, offer a lot of work opportunities, and I like to explore what I can do. So always like, work is more important. Let's meet more people in this industry, let's really look for the next big project, and let's focus on that. So for me, it was never like you know, relationship and getting married is the first priority. And years goes by, and now I'm still single. So are you still friends with your ex-boyfriend? No. Because, you know, the way that they broke up with me was like, oh, I never really like you that much. And then I would feel like, oh, I just wasted, you know, some months with you. And for me as a Scorpio, I really dislike that, because for me, it's just like totally broken. The trust, the happiness, the happy memory, just like everything broken with that statement coming from them, trying to break up. It's like, oh, I never really liked you that much. That to me is just like bullshit. And when there's no trust, cannot be friends anymore. I would love it to be different. I would love to have a, you know, smooth, long-term, friendly state with them, but I don't think they want that, because in their nature, they're just like playboys, so they just like move on. And some of them got married. I think, yeah, 2 of them had gotten married, so I probably shouldn't keep in touch. In this climate, how to have a romantic Valentine's Day? You know, romance and romantic is all in your mind. You know, you can buy things. I can buy my frozen, you know, roses from Holland. But if I don't appreciate it, it's just something standing here. But I really, truly, you know, enjoy the beauty, and I feel romantic just looking at it. So it's your mind, and it's how you program yourself to interpret your surrounding. So this for me is romantic. You know, some people may think this is so petite, I want something huge, I want 100 roses or 99 roses, whatever special meanings that it entails, but that's all in your mind. I mean, it does not, romance and romantic is being you loving yourself and thinking those romantic thoughts. If you don't love yourself, someone gives you a big diamond ring and you still think, I wish it's bigger, I wish it's a different shape, I wish the clarity is different, then you're just being so harsh with yourself. So I think if you can really, you know, tune into your mind and say that, okay, today I'm trying to be more happy, more bright, it will be a more happy and more bright day for you. It does not mean that other people has to do with your inner peace. They're going about their life, you're going about your life. I mean, so a relationship that you should be having first is the one that you have with yourself. So if you're not feeling, you know, happy by yourself, how are you gonna feel happy with other people or with a partner. Don't expect men to make you happy. You should be happy at all times. If men come into your life, that's just the extra. Why you don't have a husband? Because no one proposed to me yet, and I don't know about marriage. I see a lot of friends, old schoolmates, they divorce so fast, like within 1 year, 2 years, and you know they had a home, and then they divorced. They like pack their things and go, and so I'm not sure. I just wish that there's more peace on earth and everyone's healthy and safe during this coronavirus outbreak. It's not even on my mind. I mean, it's quite strange. I'm quite frank here, because when I tell people that, they don't really grasp what I mean, because I'm quite a mature lady already and I'm still single. So people is thinking something's wrong with me when I'm not that concerned about getting married. But the divorce rate nowadays is quite high. So for me, it's having a happy home and having a long-term trust. It's more important than having a wedding, more important than having a big ring, more important than, you know, showing off. You have been to so many places. Which one is your favorite? My favorite place is south of France. I really like this place that I went last Easter. It's called Hotel du Cap Eden Rock, and I had an amazing lunch. Oh, that was so beautiful. I was just so happy thinking about it, because everything is so elegant and so tasteful. Even the waiters, they're very posh, and the food was so delicious and fresh. I love the view, I love the restaurant. So yeah, on my Instagram I had a little video of the interior of the restaurant, so you can check that out. I hope that I can go there again during nighttime. I think it's gonna be magical during nighttime. Would you go without your makeup? Yes, I do. I go out without my makeup all the time, because I practice yoga. So for me, if I have a yoga class that day, I'll just go barefaced. But barefaced, I mean I have some like organic rosehip oil, something to, you know, act as a barrier. But I don't put on any makeup. I just really like to be natural and let my skin breathe as much as it can. Would you mind dating someone younger? Yes, I do mind. I do mind, because I worked so many years. During my childhood, I was working as well. We had a family business, and I was always like working, and met many people. So I actually feel 55. I feel much more mature than my actual age. And I would like to have a partner who's also very mature, who I can look up to and get answers from if I have a question. So that to me is the most important quality of the relationship, is that I have someone who I can ask for guidance and advice. So if I date someone younger and he's much less experienced in every way, and I just feel like I have to take care of him. Maybe that's my misconception, but I really feel like, you know, during my work, I bring my assistant with me when I travel for work, and a lot of times I have to take care of them actually, because they never travel so much like I do. So I had to watch out for things, I have to teach them, I have to guide them through. So for me, that was like a lot of work. So if I date someone younger, that also feel like a lot of work to me. So someone older, definitely. What is the most romantic thing a guy has done for you? I think the most romantic and practical thing was my last boyfriend. That was 2 years ago, and he got me started on my insurance plan. before that I did not have health insurance because I always believe, whatever happens gonna happen, and I live in Hong Kong, what is scary, but then he said you need to have insurance because you travel so much for work. And so he actually paid the first installment, and now I pay it myself. But that was quite a thoughtful and caring and considerate thing to do, and I'm glad that he pushed me. So now I have this healthcare insurance. Yeah. When are you gonna do film or TV dramas again? I don't know actually. With what's going on around the world, you see, entertainment is not really that important now because we have the healthcare issue, we have political issues, we have so many things. So I don't know if the industry is gonna be okay in this climate. How do you keep yourself positive? Well, you just have to make a conscious effort to stay in the positive range of emotions. I mean, as an actor, I have mainly negative emotions. That's why I was able to cry for the camera, to act so crazy in front of the camera. You can see my films. But it's really a conscious effort that you have to train your mind and you train your breathing to really have this rhythm of your own, and don't let the outside noise to carry you away. That's very difficult in a big city like Hong Kong because it's so crowded and people are living so densely. But you have to train yourself to be not so easily affected by what's going on in your surrounding, because there'll be always a lot of noise, a lot of arguments, a lot of chaotics, a lot of tear gas. Sometimes I had that in my home. I was very dizzy for a few times, but things happen. We live in a difficult world right now, so train yourself every day and you get into the habit. Maybe it's a song, maybe it's a book, maybe it's a lipstick that lifts your spirit. So find out what actually do that trick, that lift your spirit, and keep a list of things that makes you happy. For me, it's watching YouTube. I love some YouTubers. I love their videos. I like watching travel videos. So really, that do the trick for me. So find out what works for you. Do you like your Valentine to be Chinese or a foreigner? I do prefer Chinese. I never really dated a foreigner, so I don't know that for sure. But my traditional Chinese culture is very important to me. I like all things, the Chinese medicine, Chinese traditional festivals, Chinese food, Chinese soups. I like that a lot. So that's just my comfort zone. But one day if I meet someone who's a foreigner who appreciate this culture and respect this culture, that may be attractive to me. But now, as a question, I would say, Chinese. Hi, I'm from Singapore. So many people are affected by the coronavirus. What words do you have for them during the 2020 Valentine's Day? Just deal with it. It's just something that we have to deal with. And we either choose love or fear. So choose love, please. And there's just no point living in fear. So try to cast that away and always choose love. So that's it. That is the Valentine's Day Q&A. Let me put on a coat and put on my face mask and let's go outside for some food. Actually, this is very special for me because I never really go out during Valentine's night. A lot of restaurants, they said that tables for two, and just feel too embarrassed asking for table for one. So it's gonna be interesting. What's it like outside? Let's go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I guess not. Better take off the face mask. So now I'm in Central. The restaurants, they're quite crowded, so that's good. I think I'm going for my trusted fur, and it's 7:15. I'll finish it by 8 o'clock and then quickly edit this video and post it on YouTube. So you can spend late night with me. Happy Valentine's Day!